Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is all about the Inkey List. Now this is a brand that I've had my eye on for a while because they're so stinking affordable. I mean, most of their products do run under $10 or really hover around that mark. Some more, some less, but generally speaking, a very affordable brand. I haven't tried everything from them, but I have to tell you, I've probably tried about 70% of their line, and I definitely have some ones I don't like, and I've shared them in the past before, but I do have a handful of products from this brand that I really like, and I'm excited to share today. So I knew I had to do a top 5. So if you guys are so ready to find out what products those are, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So the first product is the Succinic Acid Acne Treatment. Let's quickly talk about ingredients though, because there is some kind of confusing stuff happening here, I think. So succinic acid, it's actually not an exfoliant. It's not like the acid that you think of when you're like, oh, I want to do like chemical exfoliation. I want to do a peel. I want to do, you know what I mean? Like it's not that. It's actually really not an anti-acne ingredient. Succinic acid traditionally in skincare is kind of a helper ingredient. It is known as a buffer, and that basically means it helps to adjust the pH levels in your skincare. So definitely an important ingredient, but not really something that fights acne. There's not a lot of studies that show that type of benefit for this ingredient. I think there's like one. So a little sketchy as the star ingredient, definitely, but I can forgive some of that marketing, right? Because that really is what it is. It's just pure marketing to get their product to stand out and be unique in your mind with this never heard of before ingredient. But really the hard workers here are the salicylic acid. Yeah, of course, it's a great anti-acne ingredient, and sulfur, another really good one to fight acne. So rest assured, there's no like brilliant new ingredient, like hot new ingredient in here. This is a pretty traditional spot treatment, but all that being said, the way everything comes together in this particular formula, my skin just loves. So my skin just responds so well to this. You know, salicylic acid is a very common ingredient in acne products, but you know, there's a reason for that. It's just because it's so effective. It's a chemical exfoliant that can dive deeper inside of your pore and really exfoliate inside of the pore, which is why it can help to reduce the size of pimples and kind of help get them on their way to being gone a lot faster. I have been impressed. I've put this on so many pimples, and more often than not, it's actually showing a change in the pimple within less than a day, which is exactly what you're after when you're using a spot treatment, right? Fast results, because you're desperate. So I love that this works really fast. I can see a noticeable difference in the size, especially of those swollen pimples, a noticeable difference in the size. I can use this multiple times in a row without accumulating that dryness and that irritation on my skin, which is great because some pimples need more than one application. And this, coming from the sensitive skin standpoint, like this is a wow factor for me personally, because most products cannot apply multiple times in a row. It can't be done. It's like one and done, or that's it. So I love that I can apply this multiple times without accumulating the irritation. I trust this so much on my sensitive skin that when my forehead starts to get more congested and bumpy, which it definitely has been now that it's summer and I'm sweating a lot more and I'm a little bit more oily up there, that texture and congestion, you know, it can start to get a little bit more noticeable. I have been able to use just a small layer of this cream all over my forehead. That's how much I trust this, not just a small area, all over my forehead. And it works. It gets the congestion and the texture down, but it does not irritate or dry out that large area on my face. So I'm over the moon about it. It's a top 5 product. I wanted to start the video with this because I do think that this is a very impressive product and definitely a really affordable one that I think is worth you trying out. Next up is the Turmeric Cream Moisturizer. We do have a lot of emollient ingredients in here, like coconut oil. We have squalane, oat kernel oil. We also have a really good variety of different fatty acids in here. And there are a few humectants humectant, so a little bit of hydration from glycerin. Now, of course, we have turmeric in here. That is the star ingredient, and it's definitely present in this formula. And you will be able to tell that pretty quickly because it does actually have a very strong turmeric smell. So turmeric is a strong antioxidant. It's also an ingredient that can help to brighten up your complexion. It also has antibacterial and anti-inflammation benefits. So the texture is actually something I wasn't expecting because it definitely is a cream moisturizer, but it has a runnier, looser texture to it. And the way that this feels on the skin, it is a very solidly medium weight moisturizer. I don't think it's heavy. I don't think it's a true light moisturizer, but if there was a sliding scale, right? If heavy is over here and light is over here, it's in the middle, but it's a little bit closer to the light side of medium, just the way that it feels on my skin. It's actually something I've been very comfortable wearing in the very hot and humid summertime with my combination skin, because my skin really wants the moisture. It just doesn't want the heaviness, and it definitely doesn't want greasiness. And this texture really delivers on that. It's a runny, loose cream texture. It's got great spreadability, really good absorbency, and it feels moisturizing. It feels nourishing. Despite the oils that are present in this formulation, it's not oily. It's not greasy. Are you getting me? But it just nourishes and comforts your skin. It provides moisture. It just doesn't go overboard with it. There is a little bit of like a plumping factor to this too. It has a little bit of hydration. It just really balances your skin out in the best way possible. Now, there's a little bit of like lock it down occlusivity to this. So that's really important if you do suffer with like dehydration. You do kind of need that element to your moisturizer. This has it. It's just not overly occlusive. You know what I mean? Like I said, on that sliding scale, very much medium light kind of side in all senses. It feels great on my skin. You know, I love a good nourishing moisturizer. This really delivers on the nourishment, but just in a slightly lighter format that my skin is so appreciating in this weather. Next up is the Q10 serum. Now, Q10 is a very potent antioxidant. Beyond just basic sort of antioxidant benefits like protection from UV damage and free radicals, this is an antioxidant that has been pretty well studied for its anti-aging, or as you know, I like to say, the well-aging benefits of this ingredient, because it can actually really help with your fine lines and wrinkles. Not only is it a preventative an antioxidant, so it can help prevent those fine lines and wrinkles, it can actually improve the look of the existing fine lines and wrinkles. It has been shown in studies to improve the depth of the wrinkles, so helping to plump them out and have them not be so deep on the skin, therefore less noticeable. So it's definitely a potent ingredient and a great anti-aging ingredient as well. One thing to note about Q10, any product that has Q10 in it, it has a very distinctive yellow color to it, kind of like the turmeric cream. And you will notice this cream does have a little bit of that golden, just a tinge of that, you know, kind of golden hue. And that is the star ingredient. It's the Q10. So I'm a believer in Q10 as an ingredient. I have been for a while. It's actually in a lot of J Beauty, Japanese beauty products. So I've definitely kind of chased this ingredient around before, and I definitely do believe in its benefits. But I will tell you, that's not exactly why this serum has just really like become one of the ones I reach for the most. For me, definitely the ingredient plays a role, but like the texture of this product, the way it feels on my skin, the experience of this, wow, I just adore the experience of using this serum. And that's a big part of the reason why it's in this top 10, because my skin feels awesome when I use this. So let me backtrack just a little bit to the actual texture. It's a creamy texture. And wow, when you get this under your skin, it's got really nice spread. It's very silky on the skin. It's got really good absorbency, and it's got that unique feature of being both hydrating and moisturizing. Don't let that cream texture fool you. We do have hydration here. We do have that plumping hydration happening. It feels really good. It feels light, but you do get that little bit of moisturization, that little bit of balance, just a touch of nourishment, not an oily feel, just a touch of nourishment on the skin. And it absorbs so good. It plumps your skin up. It makes it feel so bouncy, but the top of your skin feels silky, smooth, so soft. Like there's so much going on here that my skin just loves. So the experience of this, you know, this is a very unassuming little serum bottle, but for me, this really provides just one of the most wonderful experiences when it comes to applying skincare. Now, I will admit this one may not be for everyone. You know, even though the texture I think is a lot lighter than it appears to be, oily skin, you may not like this one. Yeah, maybe not. As I mentioned, you know, it does leave your skin feeling very silky and very soft. I have to tell you, that's very likely due to the silicone components in this formulation. That's not a bad thing. I'm just being very upfront and honest. It maybe isn't conditioning your skin, but just kind of leaving it a little bit more plumper and a little bit soft temporarily. And I think this actually makes a beautiful morning time serum, not only because antioxidants are great to pair with your sunscreen in the morning for like ultimate UV protection, but just because it makes your skin feel and look so good and so plump and so bouncy. So yeah, definitely a huge recommendation for the Q10 serum. Next up is the Caffeine eye cream. And I'll admit, this is one of the products that like, I was just like, I don't know, it's probably not that great. You know, sometimes you just get these ideas about products in your head, like, no, I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not. It's not really based on like hard evidence or hard facts. You're just kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna like that. For whatever reason, I was just like, I don't know, it just didn't seem super sexy to me. It just didn't really grab my attention right away. Like the retinol eye cream, I think really grabbed my attention, and then this one was just like secondary. But we all know how the retinol eye cream turned out for me, which was not good. It's fine, but it's not great. But this caffeine eye cream, on the other hand, this was a sleeper hit. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, hey, wait a second. This is actually kind of a powerful little eye cream, but very unassuming. So let's talk about caffeine, the star ingredient here. You may actually know this to be a nice ingredient for the eye area. It is a very potent antioxidant. So again, we're getting that wonderful protection from UV damage in combination with sunscreen. It's not a replacement, but it's a great helper, you know, ingredient for fighting UV damage. It's also a great ingredient that helps to improve the blood circulation. So it can actually brighten up your under eye area. It can help with dark circles, and it can also help to reduce puffy eyes. But when it comes to eye creams, I do look for more on the ingredients than just caffeine alone. To me, caffeine is really a helper ingredient, a booster. It's the supporting actor, but it's not the star of the production. That's just my opinion, but that's how, you know, I feel. When I'm looking for an eye cream particularly, I'm looking for some ingredients that are going to really help to work on or prevent fine lines and wrinkles. This eye cream is sitting on a secret. They're really leading with the caffeine as being the star ingredient here, but in my opinion, it's not. It's the peptides. This eye cream contains Matrixyl 3000. You may be familiar with this one. It's a very famous peptide duo. So it's two peptides that work together to really give you the anti-aging benefits. They are really well studied for helping to improve fine lines and wrinkles, elasticity, and skin tone. So you can see why I would get a little bit more excited about that particular group of peptides rather than the caffeine. But all together, we've got a really solid formulation here. The second area where I was like pleasantly surprised by this one is the texture, because this actually has a little bit of a different texture than you might expect. It's more of a gel cream hybrid. It's a little bit of the best of both worlds, and it has a really nice light, hydrating, plumping feel on the skin. This is another one that I've been reaching for a lot as the temperatures have been rising, the humidity is rising, and I'm just like melting. You know what I mean? This is a lovely eye cream for that, and especially if you're somebody who doesn't like the really more emollient traditional cream type of textures, give this one a whirl. It is really lovely. So yeah, gorgeous, silky, hydrating, bouncy kind of texture. Great absorbency, a very quick absorbency into the skin, and it really just kind of plumps the eye area in a good way, like plumps the fine lines and kind of smooths them out. Really, really nice, but it's got a little bit of that moisture, but it's not like greasy at the top. It's not really emollient, it's just balancing. It's just the right amount. My eye area, which loves like richer creams, actually really enjoys this too. As far as the results go with eye creams, you gotta stick with them for a really long time. For me, it's only been a couple of months, but you know, for me, I've not noticed that my eyes are backsliding. That's like always my level of seeing if something is working. That's like my gauge. Is my eye area looking more tired, more fatigued? And it's not. But sometimes I am feeling more tired and fatigued. So in my book, this is definitely giving me the results that I'm looking for right now. As far as long-term results, well, we'll just have to see. But for $9, like I said, you know, very affordable brand, this could be worth a try. And my fifth pick is from their hair care line. This is the Shea Oil Nourishing Hair Treatment. So I love a good hair oil. That is like one of the main parts of my hair care routine. And I'm very simple in my hair care routine. Good shampoo and conditioner and a hair oil really is what I do. And I really do prefer oils over serums for hair. I mean, you know, definitely everybody's a little bit different, but I've just noticed that oil makes my hair stronger longer term. Like it actually makes my hair healthier. The integrity of my hair is better in the long term, whereas serums tend to make my hair feel really nice and look really good, but I don't feel like it's working on the integrity and the overall health of my hair. So that's just me, that's just my hair and what has worked for me. So I do gravitate towards oils. But I will tell you, oils can be tricky to use because they can make your hair really greasy and really stringy if you don't know the right amount to use. And I've definitely put too much oil in my hair before, and it's not fun. It's not great at all. So that's why I was really impressed with this, because this texture is so bizarre. I was not expecting this. It's like a watery oil. Look at this. It's watery. It's water. It's nourishing water for your hair. I don't know how they achieved this texture with like shea and jojoba in it. I don't know what they did to this. There's a little bit of formulation magic happening here, but this texture, it's great because it's not heavy. It's not greasy. It nourishes. It moisturizes, and I have dry ends. My hair is very long. These ends are very old. I color treat my hair, and my ends, even like with longer hair, I just feel like the ends tend to get more of a beating, like against your clothes and stuff, more friction, or like when you're sleeping and stuff, your hair is just like going all crazy. So anyways, I feel like my ends are my problem area with my hair, and I just love this smooths them out. It makes them look so perfect. It makes them look so smooth and healthy and glossy. It makes my hair really manageable, really silky. But it's like I almost can't over apply this product. I mean, I'm sure you probably could, but it's like I can actually be generous with this, and I have no worries about my hair ending up being stringy or greasy. I think this is definitely something that if you have maybe slightly finer hair, not super fine. I don't know. I just don't know that oil is for fine hair. But if you've got a little bit thinner hair, maybe slightly finer, and you're like, oil sounds great, but I don't know. This could be worth trying out because it's very different. The texture is very different. It adds so much moisture to your hair, but it just doesn't have that greasy slip. It just doesn't have that heaviness to it. I don't want to call it watered down oil, but I think it is kind of watered down oil in a good way. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am curious to know if you've tried Inkey List. Do you have some top favorite products? You know, let me know in the comment box below. If you love the video and it helped you out, but maybe you haven't hit subscribe yet, if you're new here, please do consider hitting subscribe. I release 2, sometimes 3 skincare focused videos every single week. I hope you guys are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. I cannot wait for you to conquer this day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.